we're gathered here to remember and celebrate the lives that were lived at 4391 Alta Mesa. It was a fun year, a blessed year. It was great knowing and having so many dreams together as one. So many memories in such a short time, such a short life lived, robbed of a future. Today we get to remember the good times and the bad times so that our hearts can grieve. We can take our losses and be stronger because God has a plan for His children. Would anyone like to say something?
Remember when Paige did her first front flip on this diving board? Remember when we had Friday nights here?
Dad, this is where you chopped down the trees and we were going to have a sand volleyball court.
Remember when we worked as a family and we dug that trench and put irrigation lines in and dug out all that old dirt in our garden and planted our first garden, and then the bugs ate everything? I'm gonna miss that garden. I'm gonna miss those bugs.
Dave's gonna miss this dirt.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. From our home to your hearts. Today's video is about dealing with loss. I know. Exciting, isn't it? Isn't it exciting? Dealing with loss. It's been about 3 weeks since we said goodbye to our home in Redding, the people we love, our community, our life, our hopes, our dreams, to hit the road full time, to live in a RV, travel the country, and find our new home. It's been almost 3 weeks, and there are some stories that I cannot wait to tell. But I love today's video because it's a spoof, but in reality, it's something that's so necessary. I think oftentimes we don't deal with loss very well. And because of that, we end up with some byproducts in life: anger, resentment, bitterness, depression, lack of ambition, because we did not acknowledge the losses in our lives. And so I wanted to talk about what it looks like to identify the losses in your life. This is a really important subject when it comes to death, when it comes to divorce, when it comes to pretty much anything that life can throw at you. Life is full of curveballs, and it's hard. And so when I think about what happened when we left California, there's a lot of loss involved. And we have chosen as a family to carve out certain times to really grieve. Jesus said, blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. And that idea of mourning is to get up and out that which is inside of us. To get up and out that which is inside of us. And a lifestyle that is able to identify losses and process them and put emotions behind them is a life that will move forward to empowered living. All of us want to live empowered. We want to be excited about the day. We want to wake up ready to go. We want to have ambition and motivation to tackle the challenges in front of us and to do it with joy and peace, to be kind. And that's only possible through the acknowledgement of our losses. And leaving Reading was a big deal for us. Selling our home was a big deal for us. Why? Not because we were just attached to the house, but it's what it represented. Like you saw in the video, we had hopes and dreams. We did house church there, and people met Jesus. We baptized people in our pool, in our hot tub. We learned how to have a garden, and that was the way that our family bonded, and we spent family time together growing things and eating the food that we grew. There were so many things that we wanted to do. We wanted to have weddings there, and we had a baby shower there, and it all in 1 year. I mean, it was an incredible year, and we wouldn't change anything for the world, but what the house represented was unfulfilled dreams. And I think that, especially for men, guys, are you listening? Guys, are you there? Guys, I think it's important that men are supposed to be very sacrificial. And it is in our sacrifice that we identify with Christ. We sacrifice, we lay down our lives for our wives, for our family. And it's not possible to do that and chase your dreams outside of your family. We all have dreams. I wanted to plant a church. I wanted to see every life touched and saved in Reading. And we had the people and the passion and the empowerment of God to fulfill that mission. I believe that 100%. And so when that didn't happen, I had to understand and identify the loss. And then there's the loss, the initial loss, and then there's the loss inside of that. What does that mean when I had a loss of identity? I was a pastor for 9 years, and I was known as a pastor. And it's easy to take what we do and create an identity over us. It's easy to say, well, I'm a pastor. Well, no, actually, I'm a child of God, and I pastor people. And so when you take that out of the equation, when you take your job out of the equation, there can be an identity crisis, a loss of knowing exactly who I am and knowing what I'm supposed to do. And I've struggled with that from time to time since leaving my position. It is so important to allow yourself to grieve, to identify the loss inside the loss. By leaving Reading, I also was not able to plant a church there. The loss inside of that is the relationships that were meaningful to me, which were many, many relationships were meaningful to me. And yes, you can talk by phone and you can Zoom call people, but in reality, it's not the same as giving someone a hug. It's not the same as praising the Lord together, worshiping together, crying on each other's shoulders. And that brings me to my next point. Grief looks different for everybody. So some people cry all the time, and I get so sick of our culture, especially Christianity. Why is it Christians that you think just because someone cried when you prayed that something magical happened? Most of the time nothing magical happened. It's just somebody crying. Or just someone feeling some emotions. And then on the other side of that is, I never cry. Some of you need to cry. Some of you cry way too much. Together, people! Either way, grief can include crying, or it doesn't have to. It doesn't really matter. It's not the outward... crying's like an outward expression of an inward reality. If your outward expression is stone face, that's fine. That's your outward expression. None of that really matters. But what I have found is that when you're able to look at a situation, that promotion that you got passed up on, the all the thankless jobs that you do that nobody acknowledges, when you feel undervalued, underappreciated, when you feel like no one's listening or you're unseen, those are all losses that you can identify. And when I identify those losses, that's when I'm able to actually put an emotion to it. So it's easy to say I'm mad or I'm sad, but it's different for someone to say I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared that I'm going to leave Reading and all these people behind, and I'm never going to find a community like that again. That I'm never going to have a place of influence, that I'm not going to be able to find a job or a career that I care about. I'm scared. Fear is an emotion, and oftentimes we skip it. Yes, I'm sad, but when I can actually put an emotion to the loss, I'm frustrated. I feel ripped off. You know, God can handle your frustration. God can handle you feeling ripped off. He can actually handle you telling him that you don't like the job he's doing. That's fine. If that's how you feel, then you should state that emotion, and you should talk to God about it, because it's in that, you know, that we find healing, that we find comfort. So there's some things that we were able to do, like in the video. We just went around our house and we talked about all the things that didn't happen, all the things that we wanted to happen, all the things that did happen the first times, like Paige doing a front flip. She was trying to do a dive off the diving board. I was teaching them how to dive, and she just did a front flip, straight up, perfect front flip. It was incredible. She did it by accident. We hung a huge TV, and my dream, for whatever reason, was to watch football games and sit in my hot tub and watch football and barbecue outside. And so we had an outdoor kitchen, and that was fantastic. And we did a garden, and it was really important for us to have a goodbye party and to be able to say goodbye to the people that meant so much to us, that we love and value, and that had meaningful impacts on our life. That was part of the healing process. We've done burial ceremonies for stuffies. Whatever you got to do to put yourself in a position to acknowledge the loss within you, the loss inside of the loss, attach the emotion to it, is going to put you in a better place for healing, so that you can live the empowered life you were always meant to live. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We are excited to continue our journey as we have transitioned from the home life, the sticks and stones, the sticks and bricks, to the RV life. If you need any help, prayer, guidance, mentorship, please feel free to DM us in the comments. I'd love to pray with you. If you're struggling with your family, your faith, your marriage, I would love to sit down with you and talk about how and what God would like to do in your life to empower you to be the best you can be. Be intentional, stay inspired. We out.